Okay, YouTube, I'm back with part 2. And what I want you to do is also, if you want, you can type in the Sibyls, and you can listen to the authors speak about this information right here. You can watch all her. She got like 10 parts of the videos. It's like a 10-part series video. She's being interviewed and she goes into the information. But let's keep on going. So we left off with the gender wars, right? Now check this out. So let's go back and read it again. It says the division in the Holy Empire, the patriarchal revolts. Gender, it says, before there were race and class wars, the first factional wars were gender. The first groups to engage in warfare were the Africans. The first level of power in which control was sought was spiritual, economic, and political. Africans possessing the highest levels of spiritual, magic, and mystical power. And mystical power and knowledge for centuries through their ambitious tutelary and clan gods, often competed and waged bitter spiritual warfare of mythologic proportion against one another. These divine wars began as one between competing clan gods and soon escalated beyond what the gods had originally intended. The first apostasy or fall against the divine African mother appears to have taken place in ancient Egypt. Historians of ancient Egypt, when describing Egypt's rise as a global military power, often assume an amicable joining of Upper and Lower Egypt of the King Menes or Narmer, hailing this event as the greatest political achievement in Egyptian history. This monumental global expansion and the unchallenged rule of Egypt patriarchal position as a legitimate world power. However, that is the view from the history provided by patriarchs. Upon closer examination and considering the historical evidence from the view of the matriarchs, crowning achievement, from the view of the matriarchs, indicates this amicable joining might not have been such a crowning achievement in Egypt history at all, but rather the opposite. In spite of Egypt's patriarchal military might, the kings and pharaohs of Egypt still have to capitulate to the conquered and declining matriarchs, from whom they still must claim their divine blood and spiritual inheritance. This inescapable fact, as well as her exclusive sacerdotal authority and political influence in the world, generated much jealousy, envy, and resentment towards them. So much that it is alleged that 1,000 years later, as matriarchal rule gave way to new waves of patriarchal revolts, the powerful priesthoods of Amen, Amen, and Khnum and the clans of Horus boldly dared something never before imagined. They began invading and usurping the holy temples of these divine African mothers, starting in Thebes. Then they invaded and usurped the major Sibyl temples in Libya and Ethiopia. As a consequence, many of these matriarchal clans fled north and East Africa, taking refuge on remote, now the Grecian island countries such as Ionia, because the Y and the I are interchangeable. Many in Thebes fled to the kingdom's territories in Asia Minor, Turkey. Many also fled now to Grecian or Mycenae and rebuilt their temples, all continuing their service to Mami or Isis or Aset, known to them as the meter or the mother. Remember I just talked about that in my last video? And established sacred African societies such as the Thesmophorians and the Scyrophorians. Finally, hundreds, if not thousands, of Sibyls and other priestesses opted instead to commit suicide by jumping into the Nile River, then submit to patriarchal authority. You see that? These women killed themselves because they didn't want to be up under the rulership of men, because men wanted to be the ruler of everything. So they said, fuck that, we'll kill ourselves before we be up under some niggas. Before we had these niggas ruling over us. It says, those temple priests of Amen who revolted against them slaughtered the ancestral python of the Sibyls. A deliberate act of the divine warfare that centuries later, Reg Bajah, the first king of Dahomey, is alleged to have committed in his takeover of the sacerdotal power against the matriarchal clans in West Africa. After Amen's priests slaughtered the sacred python, they demanded that separate grand temples be built to Apollo Amen and Zeus Horus atop of them. These priests then proceeded to rearrange the cosmological pantheon, places themselves at the head. These priests then proceeded to rearrange the cosmological pantheon, placing themselves at the head. A new patriarchal mythos was invented, and the sacerdotal doves were replaced with the fiery eagles of Horus. So the doves is the Holy Spirit, and they replaced the doves with eagles. And the New Testament said that Jesus was being baptized, and what came down out of heaven? It said a dove. So, and it said, this is my son who I am well pleased. So the Holy Spirit is a woman, and the dove is a woman, a black woman. Who was talking to John when Jesus was being baptized? The woman. It had to have been a woman. The Sibyls were then ordered to serve under Apollo and the thunder god Zeus or Horus, headed by male overseers. The priests then seized control over the Vestals or virgin priestesses, controlling all of their divine functions, especially that of prophecy and healing. You see that? According to Greek historian Pausanian, the Sibyls, it says the Sibyls it says that the Sibyls would often express their contempt against patriarchal aggression in sacred song and poetic verse. So when you talk shit about the moon, that's the woman you talking shit about. That's the mother. That's the mother. Okay? Now, let's drop down here. It says, Egypt's patriarchal wars began under Menes or Narmer. Who was Menes? Menes or Narmer? Let's look him up. Here's Pharaoh Menes or Narmer. This nigga. He went against his own mother. Let's keep on going. So it says, Egypt's patriarchal wars began under Menes, vying for total control of the ancient mother's empires across Asia Minor, Libya, Troy, and Italy continue unabated. However, their competitors for these empires were not only other African patriarchs. Egypt had no shortage of enemies, of whom they often waged a constant battle for control. Namely, the fiercely patriarchal Levitical black Hebrews, later followed by the Dorian Greeks, and then the Assyrians, the Persians, the White Turks, and finally, centuries later, the Romans. So you have all these people, all these black people, coming under these different names, attacking the mother, attacking the woman for divine authority. It says, in the holy temples seized by the priests of Amen, the divine power of the African matriarchs had long ago departed. Each temple was soon plagued by spiritual and political corruption, commercialization, internal power struggles, and sexual abuse. These crimes further aided to devalue and undermine the Sibyl's exclusive authority as the original and divine mouthpiece of the goddess. Over time, the oracular work divinations that traditionally required one Sibyl to perform now demanded the combined power of three. Centuries later, after the invention of Christianity, Bishop Eusebius, the so-called, quote, father of church history, delighted in the decline of their most furious competitor, took advantage of this in advancing the Roman papal's agenda, or the Pope's agenda, against African spiritual predominance in the world. He propagandized and attributed the gradual collapse of the African matriarchs to, quote, Christ, who exorcised all demons, including the Sibyl oracles. And she has all the references in the book. It goes on to say that although these unfortunate events began the decline of the African matriarchal political power, it did not remove them entirely from their seat of sacerdotal power, and in spite of the patriarchal takeover of their temples. The deity to whom these Sibyls were the mouthpiece was still Mami, who was worshipped under many appellations of Isis, a title meaning logos, or wisdom, and the fire thunder spirit of the ancestral father Python, originally manifested by Horus, who became known under many names, including Dionysus, Attis, Zeus, and Apollo, etc. Right? Although the Sibyls recognized Apollo and Zeus politically, they never accepted his predominance over the mother. Nevertheless, it was perhaps the threatening invasion from the barbarous northern Aryan tribes which forced an uneasy political alliance between the Sibyls and the Egyptian pharaohs. More significantly, the usurpation of their temples by a fanatical, patriarchal sect of the priests of Amen earned them the wrath and contempt of the mother. So like in the book of Acts, when they talk about destroying the mother's temples, that's the mother that they're talking about, the woman. Okay? Let's see here. Now, what I want to do is, in a second. When I read this shit pissed me off. I said, "What?" I said, "You serious?" I couldn't believe this shit when I was reading this shit. I said, "Nah, this is a goddamn joke." You don't never hear them conscious niggas talking about this shit. As far as I'm concerned, I've only heard Natural Talk. Who do you speak about this? Brother Aline Bay. But them other niggas, no. Like here, we're gonna go here. So it says Pope declares age of apostles and prophecies over all future African prophetess and prophets labeled frauds and heretics. It says the Levitical Jews or Hebrews, just as the Muslim Arabs, both claim Abraham, whom was neither Arab nor Jew, as their divine ancestor. These Jews or Hebrews or Israelites also claim that their Hebrew prophets parallel those of the Sibyls. However, they do not answer why the Jews or the Hebrews altered the prophecies of the Sibyls made from their Ophel or the Oracle temple in Palestine, just to assure the hegemony of their fire god Yahweh or Jehovah. over the Christian Jesus. They plagiarized and published in particular sibling books 3 and 4 and 5 and widely circulated their own corrupted versions of these sacred oracles in the name of Jehovah, Yahweh, whatever we wanted to give him. You say that these prophecies that are now coming to pass are from the prophets of Jeremiah, Isaiah, Zechariah. No. They lied to you. They lied. Listen to this. These Jews or Hebrews further altered the oracles and placed into the mouths of their own prophets, proclaiming themselves as the persecuted and chosen people, for whom the divine African mother, now changed to Yahweh, Jehovah, was referencing. Roman theologian Tertullian even admits that, quote, the Sibyl prophecies was ancestral than all the heathen learning that told real events and whose words you have put into the mouths of your prophets instead of the demons. Now what I want to do is I want to put this to the side. I'm gonna go into book 1. Let's see here. I want to go into book 1. I think I showed some images already in book 1. Cause it's a lot to go into. It's a lot. I can be damn near making 4 or 5 videos off this woman's works. But you gotta, support this woman, man. She done put her neck on the line for this shit. It's some shit I ain't never heard of. I knew something was wrong with that name Jehovah. That's why I exposed that bullshit. Jehovah, Yahweh. I knew it was something with that shit. Now who made this? This is 4400 to 40,000 4000 4400 BC to 40,000 BCE. Somebody made this 4400 years ago. 4,000 years ago. 4,000 years ago. This is a fertility image. So who made this? This is in the British Museum. Who made this? Look at that. Whoever made this knew exactly what they was doing. So like, let's put book 1 to the side, right? Let's go into book 2. Let's go into book 2. Okay, I want to show you something real quick. So here's Nike. You wear those shoes called Nikes or Air Force Ones. Here's a figure of Nike, known as Victoria by the Romans in the ancient catacombs. Drawing of Sibyl shrine, pre-Christian image of the winged serpent deity of success, fate, and victory. It says Nike in human form. She was the direct inspiration for the creation of the Christian white angels, whose function as messenger of the gods was taken directly from the Sibyl's Mami tradition. See that? Here it is. That's where they got it from. Now, let's go back here. Let's go back here. Okay? And I want to go here. Let's see. Queen of Sheba. Queen of Sheba was a Sibyl. She was a prophet. Okay? Go here. Let's see here. Inventor of the horse and the chariot, first divine vehicle of the woman, Awusa. That's Islam. Awusa. You have here Queen Sheba, Sibyl prophetess, descent from serpent worship clans. The serpent, the Nagas. Like here, when you go here, when you go here to Madame Blavatsky, right? Theosophical Dictionary, right? Check this out. The Theosophy Glossary online, okay? And we're gonna click on the word "in," and we're gonna go here to, even in this book, she talk about the Nagas. So you have here Naga. When you go to the second N word, what is that? Niggas. It says Naga, the name in the Indian pantheon of the serpent or dragon spirits, and the inhabitants of Patala, hell. Listen to this. But as Patala means the antipodus, and was the name given to America by the ancients, who knew and visited that continent before Europe had ever heard of it. The term is probably akin to the Mexican Nagas, the now sorcerers and medicine men. The Nagas are the Burmese gnats, serpent gods, or dragon demons. In esotericism, however, and as already stated, this is a nickname for the, quote, wise man or adepts in China and Tibet. The dragons are regarded as the tutelary deities of the world. You see that? Now, I want to do this. Check this out. We're going to go here. I don't know if I have enough time. We're going to go here to the Black Samba. Let's see here. This is called Sambo, the Black God.
The art, science, music, literature, drama, the whole culture, particularly the religion of all the people of Asia, can be traced directly to the Africans of Asia. India, Japan, China, just to name a few. Even Afro-American history can be traced directly to the Africans of Asia. That is their symbol, the nigger, the divine people, niggers. And many places in Asia are called Sambo Judaisha. This is the Sambo was. They find the name.
I have this book at home, the Gods of Northern Buddhism.
The Asian name of the supreme deity of the universe. His name is Sambo. They say when nothing else was, Sambo was. The name of the God of the universe to the people of Asia. And there are many places that carry this name. This is a depiction of Sambo. This is not an African statue. This is from Asia. And many places in Asia are called Sambo Judaisha, the land of the descendants of Sambo.
Sambo Judaisha, right? You go to the Theosophical Glossary. Let's see if she has that on here. Sambo. Sakayami Buddha, right? And things like that.
Various spellings of the word and the name Sambo can be found throughout Asia. Niggers, the divine people of Buddhism. This is a
Nagas, the divine people.
2nd century depiction of Gautama the Buddha being given his first bath by the divine people of Buddhism called niggers, a tribe in Asia. called niggas, the divine people of all the people of Asia, symbolized throughout Asia by the serpent or the dragon. That is their symbol. The nigga means serpent or dragon, the snake, found at the entrance of every temple. The nigga on the roads, on the hills, in the caves, the symbol of the Asiatic black. And see what Honest Abe really did for the Negro. Now, as you saw by the wicked treatment of the slave master and the spirituals the Negroes sang, that anyone who freed him would be viewed in his eyes as God. This was his strongest belief. Now, what does this symbol tell the Negro? He tells him that a white angel who he viewed as God freed him. This is what Honest Abe told the Negro to believe. Honest Abe falsely told the Negro he would be happy and free, as that shows you right here. But again, Honest Abe tells the Negro to take your babies and make them love this white angel that freed you. This is the message to the illiterate slave. Honest Abe tells the Negro that he's going to get paid money. He never got paid during slavery. That was free. Honest Abe told the Negro with this picture he's going to have a beautiful home. The Negro was living in a shack at the time. With this picture, Honest Abe reminds the Negro that he's the one that gave him salvation, that they should pray to Honest Abe. This is what the illiterate slave saw. He told the slave that his children would get a wonderful education. That's what he promised the slave. That's the way the enslaved interpreted it. But he told the slave, you're going to still be working for master. Now, he wasn't going to lie about that. You got to work for master. And he reminds the Negro again to teach your babies to love the one who freed you. That's God in the slave's mind. This is the symbol of the 40 acres and a mule, which you never got. Now, let me see if I can unlock your mind when you see this picture. Notice the devil has chains. Why? Because the slave master knew that he is the devil. But he changed his appearance, and the Negro's brain was so devastated he couldn't figure this simple one out. The slave master was setting you free because he achieved his objective. And the objective of slavery was to send all Negroes and future generations to hell. You couldn't see it in 1865, but you could see it right now. The nigger, the serpent. They associated him with the devil to make you think the serpent was evil. But that's you. N-A-G-H. The Africans of Asia, the serpent gods. That's who you are. And that's who they show on the Emancipation Proclamation that was in slavery. But your mind, who you are, A-G-H. The Africans of Asia, the serpent gods. That's who you are. And that's who they show on the Emancipation Proclamation that was in slavery.
See that? I'm dropping bombs on you all. Let's keep on going. Let's get back to this book. Mami, Wata, Volume 2, right? Let's get back into this. Check this out. Now I said Queen of Sheba. She's a prophet, right? It says here that the Nubians claim matrilineal descent from their queen mother Bashima, a black Hittite who ruled the clan of Ishmael before it became a patriarch, and the Sabians claim descent from Queen Zenobia and Mama Cray, right? Properly known as Queen of Sheba, who was the only queen of which documentation exists that actually describe her as a Sibyl prophetess. Her matrilineal kingdom in Yemen and beyond were in existence, ruled by a continuous succession of queen mothers for more than 25 centuries. That means for 2,500 years. It says original tribes of Ishmael and Abraham were matriarchal, worshipped by the Ethiopian Mami goddess, Tamise, or Kori, or Kor. Right? Now, let's go here. It says here that it was the Nabatean or Nubian queen Bashima, granddaughter Zipporah, meaning bird or dove, a Sibyl, Mami Isis, high priestess of Alusa, who married Moses. It was through her family totemic ancestral and Mami deities that Musa or Moses was initiated by them in the Mami Wata mysteries. Emblematic of this rank, he was bestowed the sacred serpent staff, which was imbued not with the power, quote, Jehovah, as patriarchal revisionists have claimed, but with that of Mami and the thunder gods. only Mami, or the mother, could part the waters. So when it says that Moses parted the Red Sea, and it says Jehovah did it, no, he didn't. That was the woman. Only the mother could part the waters, or allow her prophetess and prophets to walk on her sacred waters. It was also from the Korite clans born of the blood of the black goddess Kor, from whom Abraham was neither a Jew nor Arab, and Ishmael, the father of Bathsheba, descended. Abraham's father descended from the line of divine astrologers, made living constructing votive images of Mami. So Abraham came from these people. It says Abraham first to rebel against the divine mother. Story of call from God, patriarchal revisionists. It says Ur, from which the word horus is etymologically rooted, is actually an ancient Egyptian word meaning to anoint with red orchard, blood, or palm oil, or chryso, meaning to grease. It was from this clan of Abraham, whose name was originally Abram or Brahmin, and others who will become the original, quote, Hebrew patriarchs, that rebelled and broke away from their African mother goddess to found their new patriarchal religion. So you camps, all you people, you Hebrew Israelites, Abraham broke away. And it says that God told Abraham to go lead the Ur Chaldees, go to the land of Canaan, and start killing off innocent men, women, and children. You don't know the story. You want to get in history. His story. What about the woman's story? It says uproar over Moses marrying Zipporah, not due to race. Moses was marrying into matriarchal. He was marrying into a matriarchal spiritual clan resented by emerging African patriarchs. The so-called uproar over Moses marrying Zipporah, and an Ethiopian woman, had absolutely nothing to do with her being black, because all the original clans were black. It had everything to do with, quote, her religion, meaning that she was from the old established royal matriarchal Mami, Isis, Amagasi Sibyls, of which the growing patriarchal clans were usurping and looting their kingdoms and exterminating those who would not submit to the new patriarchal order, as has been the custom since the beginning of time. It was through the Zipporah, who carried the divine blood of Mami, or the mother, that Moses would claim his own divine lineage and power. You see that? Now, we're gonna go on over here. We're gonna go on over here to Islam now. We're gonna go into Islam, and I talked about this in my other video. The religions know that the black woman is supreme. It says that 10,000 worshippers of the mother Awusa burned alive, or Alusa. In illustrating what these brave women and their people suffered is one shocking but all too common incident recounted in the Quran, Surah al-Buruj 85:4, which documents that in 523 CE, black Ethiopian king Yusuf Athar, originally a devotee of Athar, meaning Ishtar, Alusa, for political reasons, had been converted to Judaism by a sect of these black Levitical Jews or Hebrews. He then gave the people a chance of conversion to Judaism or to face death. Many of these Mami Alusa worshippers believed that they had a better chance of concealing their worship behind Roman Christianity, whom they knew Rome were still very much practitioners of African gods. They chose the lesser evil, which was the Christianity being touted by the bishops, rejecting Judaism, whose new doctrine they knew hated the mother. Upon their refusal, it says the Nawas rounded 10,000 of them up and piled them into a mass or a pit and ordered it set ablaze. Now let's go here. Let's go here to right here. Now check this out. Dilemma of pure Arabs credited with Quran, Book of the Mami Core, and civilized North Africans. It says that many of the moral tenets in the Quran, Book of Core or Kori, were already written and in practice long before Muhammad, has been well known and admitted by only a few honest scholars. Moreover, although, quote, the pure Arabs have been accorded the political spoils in history of civilizing the North Africans with their higher religion and culture, the aforementioned evidence, which speaks to the contrary, has always posed a political and theological dilemma for present-day adherents and historians to explain away. From the onset, it is Frobenius who correctly informed us that whenever Islamism exists in the Sudan, it is underpinned by older civilizations, the height of which must not be undervalued. The Sudanese dress is pre-Islamic, and they had prayers, and their gestures cannot be other than inherited from a immemorial past, since the heathen tribes in the remotest districts have them too. He says, I will go so far as to maintain that the Islam got his clothing from no other than the Negro. You see that? It says, historical and political quandary of Muhammad's questionable ancestry. For centuries, scholars have struggled with the historical and political quandary of explaining Muhammad's questionable ancestry. The Arabs claim him to be of, quote, pure Arab stock, meaning not mixed with African mother blood. Yet Muhammad himself claims his descent from the original patriarch Abraham. It has already been established that Abraham descends from the matriarchal Cushite tribes of the Mami goddess of vegetation, Kori. If true, this makes Muhammad an African and a usurper of his own divine mother, of whom he had diminished in the Quran to his daughters, or worse, as, quote, agents of Satan. It was this thing that was humored by Salam Rushdie in his infamous book, quote, The Satanic Verses. Rushdie still remains under a lifelong death threat by Islamic extremists. In Africa, Muhammad's job in converting the infidel was not as difficult as history claims. By the time he arrived on the scene in 622, many of these African clans, principally the Madis, the Fubis, the Moroccans, and the Songhai, had largely abandoned their matriarchal customs and had fully converted and established Islam in North Africa. By destroying the harams or Mami temples and installing, quote, Allah as the sole God. In fact, according to Frobenius, Muhammad never made it past the Sudan. He never made it past the Sudan. He never made it past Sudan, which further confirmed that the culture and tradition of Islam was an ancient matriarchal system, and that the usurpation of their sacerdotal powers was the result of an eternal struggle, as it had occurred with the Mami or the Mother Sibyl temples, oracles in Egypt, Ethiopia, Libya, and Asia Minor. It says the Holy Quran once ordered that the Mami deities or the mother deities be worshipped, now changed. It says now that the established African patriarchal clans usurped the sacerdotal power of their ancient matriarchal mothers, Muhammad simply took it a step further by imposing many of the repressive laws which restrict their personal, political, religious, and economic liberties. The Holy Quran that once ordered that the mother deities be worshipped, and Surah 53, 19, and 20 have been modified, and the new books were eliminated altogether. Listen to this. The Fubies or the Fulanis. Remember I talked about that a long time ago? When I said that the original Esau in your Bible is the Fulani Arabs, the Muslim, and you talk shit about me? I gotta know what the hell I was talking about? And you see all this shit is coming back full circle, 360 degree, and this shit is slapping you niggas right in your goddamn face. It says Fulanis first to begin to wholesale trafficking in slaves starting with the old matriarchal clans. It says additionally, many of the queen mothers and Mami devotees refused to submit, fled in progression ways further towards West Africa. Unfortunately, too, it was from these groups, especially the Fulani, who first began the wholesale trafficking of these queen mothers and their Sibyls and their Sibs as concubines and slaves to the quote pure white Arabs, selling off first those spiritually threatening members of these older matriarchal Sibs, the rest fleeing and establishing themselves further west. The Fulani groups are also believed to be amongst the oldest Africans from the Phrygian, of which all Africans are in some manner ancestrally connected. You see that? Now, let's do this real quick. So you have here the original mermaid. Here's Nike, the black goddess of success and fortune. So Nike, the black goddess of success and fortune, we're gonna go here. Let's see. So I could have been easily charged you all niggas by the droves for this information, man. By the droves. Let's go back here. I'm looking for a particular section. Okay, let me see. Give me 1 second. So all your prophecies are women. All your prophets are women. Now, I'm quite sure a lot of you have seen this image before, right? When you see this, you say those are reptiles, right? I want you to see this. I want to show you this, right? And we're gonna type in on the computer. So-called these are not reptile images. When people put this up, when people put that stuff up there, they don't know what they're talking about. Just type in reptile images. So, let's see here. Let's see. Mesopotamia. Okay, so you see stuff like this, right? Right? And they say that the Nagas, the serpent gods, who were they, right? They say that these are reptiles, these are aliens, right? They come from a so-called another planet and all this type of shit or whatever. You see stuff like this, right? Cause that nigga RFG just did a video. I'm not coming against him. And I'm not trying to get any type of clout off his channel. But when you watch his videos, how come he never uses any books? He just puts pictures up there. He never gives you any type of references, right? And things like that. Like, he just put this video up. It says ancient statues prove reptilians exist, right? But he never gives you any type of reference. I'm not coming against this dude. He got some good information out there. But he never gives you any sources or references to go off of, man. They just get on here to just talk. And they never pull out actual books to read from. Now, you niggas never question that. And you donate to this dude. So, you have here reptilian images, right? So, where did they get this from? Where did they get this from? I'm going to give it to you. Since you niggas want to always donate your money, what was this stuff really called? What was our ancient foremothers and forefathers actually doing when they was depicting this stuff? What is this actually called? So, you see this, right? I want you to see the same imagery. The same imagery, right? It's the same damn thing. So what is this? 5000 BCE, clay male and female figures with cowrie, shell-shaped eyes, and other traditional decorations clearly indicating their use as fertility, votive offerings to the mother, come from the source God, Demons, and Symbols of Ancient Mesopotamia, an illustrated dictionary by Jeremy Black. This what is. So these are figurines that they made to mold and shape, but these are no goddamn aliens. So like here, you gonna say that she's an alien too? This is the Venus of Willendorf, a black woman, a Negro, right? I've showed that picture before. You have the crown of cornrows, right? Figure 3, approximately 25,000 years old, Venus of Willendorf, found near Donab in southern Germany. Figure 3b, rings of concentric cornrows and on a crown. Right? And they're going through all of this stuff, and they're giving you the breakdown what this stuff actually is. We just can't get on here and talk. Get on here and just say shit like, "Oh, that's a goddamn alien." Get the fuck out of here with that shit, man. Knock that shit off. Give me some reference to go off, man. Give me something. Give me a citation. Give me a book to go off of. Give me an author I can call his ass up and ask him, "Hey, man, was that actually a reptile or alien? What the fuck was that?" You know what I'm saying? These niggas never pull out books. They just go on. This is what they do. This is what people actually do. They come on here, they make a video, and they put a picture up. That's all you see is this. You see stuff like this, and they just get to talking and capping. But they never give you any references, man. Like, man, where's your references at, man? Where's your references at? So, you know what I'm saying? I've just shown improvement, man. Look, man. Do you know the information I'm putting? I'm the stuff that I'm giving to you. I can be killed for this. You know what I'm saying? Now there's one more I want to give you. There's one more I want to give you. Let's see if I can find it. So the Holy Mother is a woman. I'm trying to find a particular section. Let me see something real quick. Okay, now this is the god Awusa Touche, right? The black goddess of fate and luck. So it says one of the most venerated and widely worshipped aspects of Alusa was Touche, the venerated goddess of fortune and luck and good luck. See that? So African Americans, black folks come up with that term Touche. See that? She tells you that the slang Touche comes from us, right? So it says that in ancient Afro-Grecian and Afro-Roman culture, the mother Touche was revered as the goddess who was master of the destinies, luck, and fate of humans. In Afro-Rome, she was known as Fortuna, and many public statues and community shrines of her worship were erected to her. Touche's most famous shrines were initiated to her took place was at Argolis, the sacred city southeast of Turkey, and things like that. So it says, it was she who ruled the sacred wheel of fortune, or the expression here today, gone tomorrow, or quote, what the goddess gives, she takes away. Now masculinized to accommodate the patriarchal religious culture. She was often portrayed the same as Alusa winged, wearing a crown and bearing a scepter and cornucopia, or sitting in the center of the astrological wheel of which she ruled. Touche was the black Diana, would sometimes be wearing a blindfold and indicate nothing personal, meaning that justice was blind, and to each was given their due. It says in the games of good luck and chance, she might be shown with certain emblems indicating quote risk or chance. All manner of luck, such as sudden wealth, regaining lost inheritance, winning the jackpot, or skill in gambling, was the work of Mami Touche. All implements of luck and chance, especially dice, cards, tarot, astrology, roulette wheels, lotto tickets, numbers games, rabbit's foots, silver coins, lucky clothes, square knots, amulets. Touche is the original owner. You see that? So whenever you go to the lotto, to the casino, and things like that, and you play lottery, that's the black woman. Like it says, she could either bless one with wealth and prosperity, or take it all away, as she so desired. Coincidence, fate, sudden prestige, quote 15 minutes of fame or infamy, sudden slips, falling, tripping, stumbling that toe, or bumping that funny bone, or any sudden misfortune, i.e. bankruptcy, stolen wallets, purses, lost or misplaced cash, or lost lotto tickets can all be attributed to Mami Touche. So we supposed to be getting royalties, man. What's up? Where's our money at? Putting all these casinos and stuff up, that's trademark. That's a black woman's invention. Where's our royalties at? We supposed to be getting paid. Where's that? So if you want, you can get at your own volition. The Sibyls, the first prophetess of Mami Wata, Mama Zogby, Mami Wata Part 1, Volume 1, and Mami Wata Volume 2. Thanks for listening and watching. I'm going to post this on my Bitchue channel and on YouTube. Click subscribe, and thanks for being a subscriber for all these years. And hopefully I'll see you sometime in the future. If I decide to continue to make videos, that's my own choice. But I think this is good enough. I've taken you all full circle. For those who agree, that's fine. For those who disagree, that's also fine as well. But if you have been following me all these years, you see that I come with nothing but facts. I do not sound like I'm contradicting myself. I just question what I read. That's what I do. I read and I question what I read. And I ask questions. I ask the question to these authors who write these books. You know what I'm saying? That's all you can do is try and ask questions, man. Even if I'm wrong, at least I tried. With that being said, peace.